Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel, and in today's video we're going to be going over a practice Sinister Cup that we did with Shagnuss, and let's get to it. Alright, so in this match we're going to start with Dusclops, Poliwrath, and Mawile. She starts out with Mawile. This is not a very good matchup for us, especially if she uses a shield. But we're going to be able to get to this Fire Punch, which is super effective, and if that lands, we can get close to KOing with another one. It would cost us a shield though, so we decide to swap out after taking a shield and gaining a little bit of an advantage there. And we're not playing around, we're going straight for a Hydro Pump on this Dusclops, and we get it through. She probably thinks that we're trying to bait there. And, Poliwrath's actually pretty good against a lot of the ghosts. Even though the matchups aren't in his favor a lot of the time, he can still get off a lot of good damage, as well as if you get a Hydro Pump off, you're going to be doing just fantastic. So we use a shield here to preserve Poliwrath. We can get a couple hits in on the Dusclops, get into this next matchup with a lot of energy, and we throw out the Dynamic Punch. It's blocked by her Poliwrath, and I want to stay in this matchup and try to get into the Mawile matchup. Otherwise, I'm going to be not favored. And she actually swaps out into the Mawile as a sacrificial swap, and we end up taking out with the Dynamic Punch. And then when she comes back in with the Poliwrath, we're going to just try to get as many Shadow Punches as we can off here with our Dusclops, because we know we're going to go down to anything that she uses at this point. And we actually get 2 off. She goes down to about a third HP. We've used our shields. She used her shields. And we come in with our Poliwrath, but she gains so much energy in the matchup versus the Dusclops that she has another ability there to take us out. And we're in here with Mawile, and if it's Dynamic Punch, it's going to do a ton of damage, but the Poliwrath was already so low when we came into that matchup that we are fortunate enough to take it out with the bite damage. Second match, we decide to come in with Medicham, Dusclops, and Bastiodon. Medicham, less good against the ghosts because it has that psychic typing, so it's going to be taking super effective damage from the ghosts as compared to the other fighter of Poliwrath. So we get in a couple hits and then we want to swap out. I could have swapped into Dusclops, but I do think that, not Dusclops, Bastiodon, but I do think that there is probably going to be a Poliwrath in the back. So I don't want to swap and then lose that switch advantage to the Poliwrath and get my Bastiodon will get absolutely destroyed in the Poliwrath matchup. So I go for an even matchup even though I'm down on energy, and it's going to cost me shields to regain that deficit. So we use 1 shield and take out her Dusclops, and she does have the Poliwrath in the back, and we decide to just throw out our final Shadow Punch there. We have Medicham. Medicham's going to be pretty good against this Poliwrath. It would be more so if we had Psychic. Still haven't TM'd it, but we definitely will before we have a tournament. And her last Pokemon here is Gardevoir, which Bastiodon is pretty good against, so we're pretty favored here just because we have the switch advantage, and we have an energy advantage here too. I don't go for all of the bubbles on the Stone Edge, but it does still KO because I was trying to get to another move here against this Poliwrath. And if you shield there, it's not the worst decision, but her Poliwrath does have bubble, so it might have taken us out either way. I think we were probably 2 to 3 attacks away from a charge attack there, but I figure I'm probably going to want to save my shields for the Medicham, since Medicham's a good matchup anyways, just to block any tricky moves there, because I think we've only seen Dynamic Punch. I think she actually has Ice Punch as well. So this is our last game here. We only did 3 games, and this is Lugia against Steelix. Pretty bad matchup for Lugia. The only saving grace is that we have Hydro Pump, and if we land the Hydro Pump on Steelix, it's going to do a boatload of damage. And so I figure she probably knows we're at the Hydro Pump anyways, so we throw the Sky Attack as a bait and to have a little energy still preserved on Lugia before we swap into this Medicham. And Medicham shields the Earthquake, and we go into this Dusclops matchup. This is not a very good matchup for me. I decided to go for one power-up punch so that I could have charged Ice Beams, Ice Punch there. But she does end up shielding it, and we are not going to make it to another one. These Shadow Punches are going to take us out. We do have the shield advantage and the switch advantage at this point, though. I guess we don't have the switch advantage because we end up losing the switch advantage and getting a Pokemon taken out for it. But we should be able to take out this Dusclops. I'm actually saving energy to get back-to-back Shadow Punches. And we're also hoping that this Shadow Punch plus a Hex actually ends up taking out the Dusclops. It does not, and I actually get really scared here that she's going to get another Shadow Punch, so I go for my own. I think that might have been a mistake. I think we actually do get to that if we just Hex it down. We'll be really low, but we'll have enough energy for a Fire Punch and possibly a Shadow Punch or another Fire Punch against the Steelix, which would have been amazing. As it is here, though, our Lugia is going to get taken out by this Crunch, and our Dusclops takes out the Steelix, but we're so low here in the back, and it's against Poliwrath, and that's going to be GG here. We're just not going to be able to get the 3 Shadow Punches off that we need to get off here to take out the Poliwrath. Well, it takes 3 Shadow Punches along with the auto attacks as well, so, like, I don't know, something like 10 Hexes and the 3... Shadow Punches. So Poliwrath ends up taking us out. We go 2-1 against Shagnuss. She's a really good trainer. I think based out in Ohio. And yeah, we're going to do some more practice matches. We got a couple tournaments lined up. I think I'm going to try to get to one here in Austin, which is about an hour and a half drive away. I think that's on the 20th. And then we have one out in Denman Park on the 19th for anyone in the San Antonio area. I see not a lot of people have signed up. I'm going to try to get that. I'm going to post that link in the comments below or in the description below, in the comments below, just to try to get more visibility on that, since it's going to be happening in 5 days on this Saturday. Saturday or Friday. I'll make sure with the link in the link below. But yeah, we want to get as many signups as possible. We're meeting in the middle of the 2 San Antonio areas, or 2 main PvP Discord groups, to try to get both of those groups involved in the same tournament. So hopefully that goes through. Thanks for watching, everyone, and have a good one.